Eh.
We're Did you miss us? It's monthly meeting day. Good evening.
And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they say there. Cause all I do is win, and if you going in,
Chat is open, people.
Ludacris going in on the verse cause I never been defeated and I won't stop now.
How's everybody doing? I hope you got your volume up. I love it. All right, guys. Blank, blank, blank. The one part of the song that's like not appropriate. It's okay.
Hey.
Hey, Emily. Hey, Kim. Hey, Liz, Juliana, Nanette, Yvette, Deb. The ladies showed up. Let's go. Don't be shy, men. We're still here for you. Don't worry. There he is, David. He's somebody I spoke with this week, actually. Welcome.
Emily.
Jeff, let's go.
Hey, Jacob Hurd.
Oh, yeah, Mike. Let's go, Mike. Deb, welcome.
Hey, Kim.
Oh,
Lori's
yeah.
in the house.
Spicy. Yeah, Cynthia's spicy. She's ready tonight. Hey, Vicky. Welcome. Get started in just a minute, people. Gonna let everybody get in here. Liz, this is a webinar. So it'll be more like you're watching us and listening in. You will not be able to turn on your video or mic. But we love you, promise. Yay!
There's Mike. Hi, Mike.
Yeah, Lori.
Michael's here. Sorry, I'm just jumping in.
No, please, Cynthia. I'm just like loving all this feedback in the chat.
I know. I see all these names from people who've come before and people I know. Oh, that's so great.
I'm gonna give it one more minute because we got people pouring in right now.
Oh.
Yeah, the logo is fire, literally.
That's right.
All right, guys. Let's go. We're gonna get started now. We're gonna have to reel it in just a little bit. Sorry to cut the party. You know, I don't like to do that because
party's just starting, Alexa.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You know how we do.
That's right. That's right.
Well, guys, welcome. I missed you all so much. I have been getting the illness that all of us have been probably getting, unfortunately, but I'm good. I'm better. I'm back. And if you don't know me, I'm Alexa, COO here at BPM RIA. That is Broward, Palm Beach, Miami-Dade Real Estate Investors Association, your only local chapter here in South Florida that is approved and in compliance with the National RIA. And we have our September monthly meeting tonight. I missed you guys so much on Zoom. I'm so happy to be back, and we'll be posting so many great events for you guys, which you can find those on our website on bpmria.com. I'll drop the link in the chat. I'll be throwing links in the chat throughout tonight's session, so make sure you have your chat pulled up. Get your keyboards ready because this will be an interactive session tonight. And I do want to let you guys know that if you're seeing the title of this event, don't be afraid because that is what we're going to tackle today. You can't attract money if you're afraid of it. And we have the one and the only Cynthia Trammell. She is the founder and she's also multi-family investor and coach. She doesn't just talk the talk, she walks the walk too. and her company is Ignite RE Wealth. And we can't be more grateful to have her back here in the virtual building. And to get us started off on such a positive note, we're going to be raffling a free membership tonight. So good luck, everyone. Here's the instructions. Go ahead and text the word membership to this phone number you see on the screen. It is 954-800-6961. It's our event line. Don't call this number. This is just where all of our event updates come from, as well as the raffles. Go ahead and text that word to that number. Details are in the chat for you guys. I'll be reminding you guys throughout the session to enter the raffle, and I will go ahead and announce that winner at the very end of tonight's session. So make sure you stay on until the end, find out if you're a winner, and you're probably going to get a lot more goodies if you stay on till the end. So highly recommend that. And you guys, easy way to keep up with events, my favorite way, the text updates. I love convenience, guys. I can't lie to you. I love convenience. I like the text coming to my phone the day of the event with the event link, the registration link, the details, all the things. So easy. If you want to get those text updates for our upcoming events, all you need to do is text BPM REIA, all one word, no spaces, to 954-800-6961. So easy. Just do it. So, our next quick start training, you guys that have been asking about wholesaling, flipping, and rehabbing in South Florida, the dates are dropped. It is November 15th and 16th. Mark your calendars if you want to learn with us, wholesaling, flipping, rehabbing. We're going to discuss AI. We're going to discuss some creative financing strategies. We're going to have our primary contractor. We're going to have our chief tax strategist. We're going to have the CEO of the software, Deal Finder software we use, as well as one of the owners of our top title companies. So I highly recommend it. A lot of you guys in this webinar have done the 2-day quick start. Feel free to drop some vibes in the chat of how you felt about it. It's definitely going to set you up for success if you're looking to do wholesaling, flipping, and rehabbing here in South Florida. And we love to work with you guys. So we'll see you all there. Members, as you guys know, you get all of the goodies. You get the National RIA Benefit Package. It's going to get you those discounts to Home Depot, Avis, Budget, Camaplan, Self-Direct IRA, Office Depot, all those things that you guys need as real estate investors, and much more. You're going to get in free for our 4 quarterly networking meetings that we have per year. Your guests come in at a discount. You get access to the member directory and the community and all that good stuff. So if you're not a member, go ahead and do that. And hopefully you win the free membership tonight. That'd be fantastic. But only one winner. So sorry, guys. Last but very not least, we have our one-on-one coaching and mentoring here at BPM RIA. Some of you guys may know we offer one-on-one coaching and mentoring. Some of you may not. For those that have no idea what I'm talking about, I recommend you book a call on our website, bpmria.com. Gonna go ahead and drop the link and my email in the chat. This will give you a 30-minute session with me. I can give you the breakdown of what we include in our coaching programs, as well as the pricing, the brochure, more details, whatever you're looking for. And this is probably what you're looking for, that 1-hour free consultation with one of our mentors. I'll be happy to schedule that during our discovery call. So you guys, always want to take a moment to thank our sponsors, vendor partners. You can find them on our website. Please, please, please reach out to them. They are there for you. Dropping the link in the chat. A lot of you guys reach out about lenders, title companies, things like that. You can go ahead and find those people on our website. And always want to take a moment to thank the National RIA for all of the incredible benefits, education. You guys are looking for education? It's on nationalria.org. So go ahead and check that out as well. And we're going to be going to the National RIA Conference really soon. So going to bring back some great things for you guys. It's their 40th year anniversary. They're going to be in New Orleans. So cool. Never been. So yeah, we're always looking to get you guys the best of the best, as many benefits, discounts, everything that we can possibly get for you guys. So please, 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 please go ahead and follow us on social media. I'll be probably vlogging the whole thing. So definitely get connected with us. And as Cynthia gets set up here, you guys, I just want you all to be very aware that we are going to be chatting with you guys throughout tonight's session. So make sure you get that chat box open. Go ahead and put your questions in the Q&A box, specifically the Q&A box for questions, and then we'll be chatting with you guys all in the chat. Just want you all to get the best experience tonight with Cynthia because she is just, guys, I'll just let you know. She is, if you haven't seen Cynthia before, which we've had her here at the RIA, I want to say 2, 3 times now.
Yeah, yeah.
Is not only an incredible professional, but just her personal story. You guys are gonna really feel moved tonight, not only like inspired, but you're really gonna want to take action because she has broken this down into very digestible steps, but she's also giving you the foundation, the mindset, and just everything that you could possibly ask for in a coach. As you guys know, our CEO, Anish Dave, he's the one who had the personal relationship with Cynthia to get her to come and even help our RIA in this space of multifamily. So we could not be more grateful for that relationship Anish has built there. And that's something that I even take away from Anish in my personal and professional life is his emphasis on relationships. And just having you also as one of the members of Next Million Mastermind, I have seen the ins and the outs. I've seen the guts pretty much of your business, and you're killing it. Like, I will just say that. I can't lie. So, you guys, if you ever reach out to me, just, in a discovery call or anything like that, and you're interested in multifamily, probably gonna point you to Cynthia. Like I know I've already shared with a lot of people her contact information and just things about her. So I'm really honored and grateful to have her come in tonight and share with you guys and continue pouring into our community, our little RIA here. And we're not little, but you guys get it. She has a lot of people, that want her. So we're lucky that we get her for tonight's session. And yeah, you guys are also going to learn how to get some more time with her this Saturday. We're going to do an online workshop. Cynthia, I'm sure she's going to talk all about it. And I'm sure you guys have seen emails and things like that. So make sure you lock in tonight. And if you do have to tune off early, we are recording tonight's session. You're going to want to catch the replay and you're going to want to go to the Saturday workshop this weekend live on Zoom, where we will be able to see faces mics are going to be on. It's going to be like we're in a virtual classroom. So without further ado, I do want to make sure Cynthia gets your screen and everything good, and you let me know if you need me here. But guys, I'm going to be in the background. It looks perfect, Cynthia. I'm going to be in the background. Like I said, one more time, gonna shut up after that. Chat box, we're gonna be looking for you guys to interact with us. Q&A box, please put your questions in that Q&A box. And Cynthia, thank you so much for coming in and taking the time with us today. We have 1 hour and 15 minutes to tell them why they need to be into multifamily. And I'm ready.
Okay. I will try to hurry. We have a lot to get through here.
You are good. You are good. We're
All right. Can you see everything looks good?
Everything looks amazing.
All right. Perfect. Perfect. All right, girl. I'm going to take over then. Thank you, Alexa. I just am always so honored to be here at BPM RIA. Like I said, like she said, I've been here a couple times, several times, and I love it. It's great seeing all the names and being able to see who's here and getting familiar with people. So thank you so much for having me back. And I've got some people from clear over on the West Coast that are here tonight and across Texas for me. So this is just an exciting night, and I'm just so glad everybody is here. I have been in multifamily now for almost 8 years, and I've been a multifamily coach for 2 years. And I love showing and teaching the things that I have learned over the years. I was a music director for over 20 years. I didn't know anything about real estate, so I'm just took the action got over my fear, and now I have a real estate portfolio in multifamily. I manage over $20 million of portfolio, and most all of them are small properties, which is something we're going to talk more about. I started from very humble beginnings. I grew up on a farm in Oklahoma. In the middle of ninth grade, I was dumped into a big city in Texas, and it truly changed my life. But I still had the mindset and programming of a small country girl. I was raised by low income, middle class parents that were amazing, but they taught me to be middle class also. And like, why would you want to do anything else? Like, why would you just stay middle class? It's safe. I was taught to always work for someone else, earn your paycheck, play it safe, and don't rock the boat too much. So my programming, it stayed the same, even though I had more opportunities in a big city. And this is what truly inspired me to this side of my program, that you can't attract money if you're afraid of it. Because I have to overcome some of my own reprogramming, the way my brain and the way I think about money. And tonight, I'm going to share some of those strategies with you, how we can rewire our thinking, because you can. And so you will see on this image, I know, I think it was Emily that she wrote on here, the old fire on the logo. This logo is so special to me. I love this phoenix. And many of you know, if you know the story of the phoenix, you can put it in the chat. And Alexa, I'm trying to figure out how I can see the chat box, but let me see if I can.
Go
I'm not
ahead
sure if,
and hover over
yeah.
your screens. I know you have several.
Wait, I know, right? I've got like a whole thing going on here.
You
Um,
should, hopefully you see it.
yeah, but if not, you may have to kind of read, because we're gonna do a lot of chat work tonight, and I want to make sure I can see it. But so the phoenix, the story of the phoenix, the bird that dies and goes to fire and is reborn through that. And so that's what we're going to talk about tonight, is how we can be reborn and get rid of these limiting beliefs that we are just stuck where we are. So tonight we begin our renewal. At RE Ignite, or Ignite RE Wealth, if I say it right, we teach everyday people how to build lasting wealth through small to mid-sized multifamily real estate without relying on syndications or massive investor groups. Our approach is lean, smart, and scalable, helping you keep more of the profits, take more control, and build passive income faster by owning smaller properties with fewer partners. So this is what my company is about. It is how I have made my living off of buying small properties versus those large properties with hundreds of investors in the group. What we're going to unlock today, you are going to need something to write with, and you're going to need some paper, and you're going to need to have your fingers ready to get into the chat box. Tonight is going to be about some interactions. And if you have a question or thoughts, I want you to write them in the question box, and Alexa and I will try to get to them. Alexa, because I'm not seeing that, I may have to have you sort of really be a part in there and give me some feedback what you're seeing.
I'm here,
Because I
girl.
want you all to be a part of this conversation tonight. And I get asked all the time. Well, I'm going to go through these. So tonight we're going to learn about 3 money lies that are holding you back. We're going to learn how to shift from fear to wealth, the secret language of investors, what's going to turn those investors onto your property, the money mirror self-discovery tool, capital raising with confidence, and then why small families equal smart income. And last, I'm going to give you a sneak peek into the Wealth Rewired system. I often get asked when it's a free webinar, people will go, "Oh, are you going to sell something?" Yes. And the answer is absolutely 100% yes, because I have something that will change your life and that can transform it. So I want to open you up to this new future. It would be selfish of me to keep it to myself. I want to share it with you. So I'm going to give you that opportunity tonight to see my program. Let's get into this. Get your pens and paper ready. 3 subconscious money lies. You know, our belief systems are, it's kind of like a magical thing. Like once you go into the magic hat and you start pulling out your beliefs and you start looking at them, you'll find you have lots of beliefs that are limiting. And so tonight, I'm going to ask you a few questions and I want you to answer into the chat box because we always hear wanting money is greedy. You're selfish for wanting that. I need to know everything first. People get stuck when getting out there to buy real estate because they want to know everything there is to know. And you don't have to know that. And the last is "I'm not good with money." Well, these are things that we say to ourselves that hold us back. So I'm going to ask you a few questions and I want you to write in the chat box so Alexa and I can see that if you would spend $900 on a pair of shoes because you knew they would make you feel like $1 million every time you wore them, would you buy that $900? Would you do that? So write in the chat box right now and let us know. And I'm going to see if I can see.
Yeah, Cynthia, take a moment
There it
while these
is.
people are letting
Got
us
it.
know where they're at.
I
Keep it
see some
going.
yeses. I see some nos. Not
I love the
likely.
honesty, guys. I love the
I do.
honesty.
Thank you. This is just, we're just us here talking tonight, right?
Yeah,
Because this is how we find out what our beliefs are. No, not at that price. I love that. I'm with Mike. Yes, if I could afford it. Yeah, I love that.
I'm with Christy. Is it my wedding?
Right.
I feel you, girl.
So,
I feel you,
I
girl.
know, right? So what your answer was, and again, there's no right or wrong answer about this because we're all in different situations. Because I'm like, Mike, if you have the money, yeah, I'm gonna buy those shoes. But it does tell us a little bit about our values. What do we care? Do we care about our appearance? Do we care about status? Does it make us feel good about our self-worth, or does it make us feel bad about our self-worth if we buy shoes like that? So it's important that we kind of understand whatever our answer was, why we do that. Okay, so next question. When was the last time you said, I can't afford that? And what did that moment really cost you? So answer that question in the chat. Tell us it. When was the last time you said, I can't afford that? And what did it cost you? Anybody? Anybody? Nobody says that. Nobody goes, "Oh, I can't afford that." I say that all the time. And I shouldn't. Today, I love that. Yesterday, right? And I want to know, like, where did you learn that phrase? And does it protect you or does it limit you? Because it's good if you're being smart about your money and you're like, no, I truly can't afford it. But what if you could find the money for something that's going to move your life in a positive direction? Would you still not spend it? So is it limiting you or is it protecting you? All right, third question. When you hear someone say they make $30,000 a month in passive income from real estate, do you feel inspired or are you skeptical? Tell us in the chat box. Do you feel inspired or do you feel skeptical? Like, yeah, right, sure. Inspired, love it. Yay. I love that you all feel inspired. That's awesome. Because this is the feeling that is reflecting to you in the mirror. It reflects what you believe is possible for you. Now, last question. And I think one of my kids is on here. So if you have kids, and if you don't have kids, maybe a niece or a nephew or a godchild, but somebody younger than you, if you modeled your money mindset exactly, would they become wealthy? So if if you were modeling your money mindset exactly, would they become wealthy? So answer yes, no. See, lot. Yeses, yes, definitely. I hope so's. Not currently, but I'm changing that. I love that, Julianne. Oh, I love that, right? That means we can learn, we can rewire. Because it's so important that if you've been teaching your kids the same programming you have, and it's not getting you what you want, it is time for a massive pattern interruption. So we are not going to just totally abandon these beliefs, but what you have to do is control them. So when is this true? When you are acting in ways that are contrary to achieving your goals or that maintain the status quo, it's going to look exactly like what you've been doing. So You already have a perfect system in place, the one you're living by now, and it is producing the results that you already see in your life. So, my question for you is, are you satisfied? Is it enough? Because your system is giving you the output of what you're putting into it. They always say your bank account will reflect what you're producing. So I want you to put this in the chat box. How many of you are happy with what you're seeing in your bank account? Yes or no? Let's see what you say. See if I can move it a little closer. No way. No, 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 no. Right? We always are looking for more. Alexa, you're Alexa. Would like more, right? So it's all about how we think about money and how we're going to get there. So now we're going to have just a little fun. These are some of the limiting beliefs that we were raised with. And I want you to answer in the chat box to fill in these blanks, right? Money doesn't grow on. Let's see how fast y'all type. Trees, right? We hear it all the time growing up. Oh, you can't spend that. Money doesn't grow on trees. A penny saved is a penny earned, right? Put in that chat box. Love this one. Money can't buy you happiness. Yeah. We hear it all the time. And you know what? Money can't buy you happiness, but having money, it sure can bring you happiness because you can have the freedom of time and the freedom of finances to do the things you want to do in this life, right? So it sure is good down payment. I love that, Kim. And then the last one, the love of money is the root of all. Let's hear it. Evil, right? The money's the root. We were raised with this. How many of you grew up hearing these phrases which shaped your belief about money? Even if you don't think they did, they're still in the back of our minds. I know I did. And I truly believed I was not worthy of having money. That was for other people, greedy people, selfish people. I was raised to you work for somebody else, you earn a paycheck, and you should be very thankful for that opportunity. So it takes time to rewire. The question I have for you is, do you not think you could control that thinking? Could you learn or teach or condition yourself to respond differently in a new environment? And now that you know what these beliefs are, you can take control of that subconscious thinking and make it more conscious. And this is where the rewiring takes place. You can recognize it where it gets in your way, where it's scaring you, where it's holding you up, preventing you from taking the chances that you need to take to achieve your goals. I have a friend and she came to me for some advice about a financial situation. And I encouraged her to move forward to make this purchase so she could reach her financial goals. And she didn't act. She went to another friend of ours and she asked the same question and she got the same answer. And she didn't act. She went to two more of our friends in our little circle and they both gave her the same advice. And you know what she did? Nothing. She didn't act. We get these beliefs in our system. And even though everybody around us is saying, you should do this would be good for you, we can't kind of pull that trigger because of these limiting beliefs that we have about money. So, our beliefs about money, they put us in this agonizing fear and we are unable to move forward. But when you recognize it, you can move into a new situation being brave and smart and making smart choices about money. You've been programmed, and so now it's time to rewire our brains. Why fear of wealth keeps you broke? So let's talk about fear. Fear is resistance. And I'm gonna stop a second. So, Mike, I see her. She was looking for an excuses not to do it because of her fear and the unknown. Nailed it. And we do that so often. She must think you guys don't talk to each other. I love that, Kim. So it's so important that thank you all for sharing this. But the fear, it creates this resistance. And when you resist, you repel money away. You can't, you're not a magnet. You avoid it and you shut down. And this is our subconscious sabotage that we have. We kind of undercharge ourselves. We're hiding, we're playing small. And when we do, and this is kind of what Mike was said, it looks like making up excuses when you fight it. You know, you talk yourself out of it or you play dumb. You know, I can't, I don't know how, or I'll do it tomorrow. So we make up excuses when it comes to fear. So fear makes you hesitate, and wealth rewards speed. So in real estate, when you are putting in offers, when you're putting in, let's say, $2 million offer on a property, you are going to feel apprehension. It's a lot of money and it's a new experience. When I first started in multifamily real estate, there was a property out in East Texas that I wanted to put an offer on, and they were asking for like $2.6 million. I put an offer in for $2.1 million, and I was sweating and panicked and anxious about it all because I there were a couple of reasons. One was my fear of, am I an imposter? I'm putting in this request for something for over $2 million and I don't have $2 million. So it was the fear of being an imposter. And the second part of it was the absolute fear of, oh my gosh, what if they accept this? What if they accept my offer? Now what am I going to do? So I faced that fear and I put in the offer. Now I didn't win it, but I came away feeling really good because I did something different. You don't ever want to come away feeling good because you did nothing different. You're going to feel uncomfortable, but it's fighting through that fear and being speedy because wealth does reward speed and action. Fear can make you feel unworthy. And so money mirrors beliefs. The story you tell yourself in the personal mirror is what your brain's going to believe. Our brains are always looking to connect the easiest dots. So if we don't think we're worthy of money, our brain's going to remember that. And it's like the question I asked you all earlier, if you believe you could earn $30,000 through passive income. So what did you tell yourself? The greater your ability to control those belief systems and handle stress, the higher your probability will be for success. So it's time to start telling yourself you can be wealthy. Number three, fear makes you apologize, and leaders do not apologize for abundance. You don't worry about the permission of authority when you go to work, right? You try, when you're trying hard and your best at your job, you're not worrying about that. So why would you apologize for seeing abundance from the result of your own work and your own bold, decisive actions? Because if you don't ask, you're not going to get it. The system does reward those who actually engage in it and those who put in offers. If you never put in an offer, I don't care if you're doing multifamily, if you're flipping, if you're doing wholesale, if you don't put in offers, you will never succeed. You'll never win the property. We had refinanced one of our properties several years back. We had pulled a bunch of money out and we wanted to drop the interest rate lower. But you know how it is with banks when you're trying to lower interest rates, you've got to go through all the rigmarole and the paperwork and everything. So we called the bank and we asked, and we had our supporting documents that said, we would just like to do better with this property if you lower the interest rates. And by asking, you know what they did? They lowered the interest rate like 0.75 points without filling out one piece of paperwork, without asking any questions. They just gave it to us. And that really helped our property cash flow so much better. So stop apologizing, ask for what you want, and be decisive in your actions. Fourth one, the fear of wealth equals the fear of responsibility. So why do we fear wealth? Sometimes it's the fear of success. It's the fear of creating more work for ourselves, or there's a fear of the unknown. So we just stay stuck where we are. It's a whole lot more comfortable and safer by going, we're doing okay. I'm fine where I am. But is that really where you want to live? Last one, fear keeps you in survival. Wealth requires vision. Fear keeps you locked into that paycheck to paycheck, expense to expense mentality. I had mentioned earlier, I worked in ministry for over 20 years. I was a music director, and there are some amazing perks for working for the Lord, but money is not always one of them. So I had a great career at it, but I was always just looking to the next paycheck. I felt like I could never get ahead. I was trading time for dollars, by working for somebody else. And how many of you can relate to that? In the chat, tell me if you work for an employer, say yes. And if you work for yourself full time, you're self employed, say me. I want to know who's doing what. So, quite a few of you work for employers, a few of you are self employed. Yeah. So, when you're working, I love it. Lots of me's. That the people that said me, I know when you have your own business, there's a liberating because you are working for yourself, making your own time for your own money. That's great. Thank you all for sharing that. So, working for someone else, you a lot of times are making their dreams come true. You're spending all your time hitting their goals. But in order to have the abundance you deserve, it requires vision. It requires looking past this job. Marshall Silver, he's a great mentor of mine, and he always says it's eating chicken while you're hunting for elephant. And you may need that job that you're working for someone else right now because you're eating chicken, right? But you have to keep looking to find the elephant. It's your vision that's going to push you through the fear. Fear, the money, it's not just a feeling, it is a belief, it's a pattern. And patterns, though, can be altered once you are aware of it. Fear is that feedback. So I'm gonna just say this. The system of wealth is indiscriminatory, and we can make a lot of excuses. Wealth doesn't care about what gender you are, it doesn't care about what race you are, or what religion you are, or how you were even raised. When you put your money in, the system is going to reward that investment, unless it's a wag, what I would call a wild ass guess. And if that's the case, it won't. But if you invest into the system, it will reward those who take action and are decisive and resilient. So the phrase of money, put your money where your mouth is, right? Here's a few things. What if wealth was already yours? How many of you would love to open your eyes each morning and know that your money is already working harder than you are? Put it in the chat. Is it me? I'm sure all of you all want that, right? We would love to know that our money is working harder for us. One of my kids, I know he said to me, Mom, I never see you working. Because when my kids are around, I love spending time with my kids. And that's why I work for myself. But they're like, we don't really ever see you working. And you know what I tell them? I tell them, guys, I'm working all the time because my properties are always working for me. So if you could have that, would it change your confidence? Would it change your relationships or your legacy? The second one is, how would it feel to check your bank account and see income you didn't clock in for? That happens every month. I can spend as much money a month, and when it goes to zero, I know at the beginning of the next month, it's going to just fill right back up because that money is just coming in, working for me off my properties. You don't get wealthy by wanting, you get wealthy by consistent, decisive action. Y'all are going to get so sick of me saying that because that is what I see 98% of the time why people don't succeed. It's just action. And this Saturday at the workshop, I'm telling you, we're going to dive into that and we are going to fix that because you're going to know what actions to take to achieve your goals. And last one, there is a version of you, and I know there is, that already owns real estate, that you are already raising capital, and you already have investors who are going to say yes without hesitation. This you exist, and that's why we are going to rewire and reprogram. You just have to decide that it is so. I had mentioned the workshop that's coming this Saturday. I'm going to take a minute. I just want to tell you real quick about it. I know you've been getting emails, and Alexa's been doing such a great job about getting this information to you. But if you're feeling something right now moving in you and you haven't signed up for this workshop, this is the next step. This is it. So I'm going to run through what we're going to do on Saturday. This is a 4-hour immersive training with me. I'm going to give you the 5-step blueprint to multifamily wealth. We are going to master that mindset, your math, your influence, and action. We are going to be underwriting. We're going to be working on how to talk to brokers. And we're going to be talking about those action steps that you can be getting offers and putting offers in on multifamily immediately. The date this September, Eastern time, it is 9 to 1. Central time, it is 8 to 12. Lori, I know you're on the West Coast. Good God, girl, you're going to just be up early, okay? So I hope you can join us for that. Today and just tonight only, we are offering buy one, get one free. Bring your spouse, bring your friend, bring your partner, bring the mailman. I don't care who you bring because this is such a great program. Everybody needs to be a part of it because anybody can do this. And then you're also going to get a free ticket to Turning Point, which is what I talked about earlier with Marshall Silver, an amazing mentor. The Turning Point changed my life. It was transformational. They are doing a training point in October right there in Florida, and it's going to be awesome. First time Turning Point's going to be in Florida. Anish and Michael are going to be there with Marshall Silver. It's going to be outstanding. You're going to get a free ticket to go to it. And last thing, Alexa, as she's putting in the chat, you're going to have that chance to win the raffle, to win a 1-year membership. I'm a part of that, and I'm in Texas, and I'm a part of that, Ria, and it's got such great perks. You're going to want to win that raffle. So this is coming up tonight only, and what we're doing for members, it's $19. For non-members, it's $39. It's just an easy investment to come in for 4 hours and let's learn how to buy multifamily with small properties. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about that. Oh, there's a QR code. Take a picture, get a picture. It's all in the chat. Alexa's blowing it up, I see. So I want to see you all Saturday. But moving on, we are going to dive in now to how do you attract capital? You become that magnet to attract those investors. Many times when you're going to go talk to an investor, you're going to be asking for $100,000. And for a lot of people, for myself, still, $1,000 is a lot of money. So you have to be confident in several things. The first one is you lead with the vision, then the math. Investors, yes, they want to know what the numbers are, but they're going to follow certainty and clarity, not just the spreadsheets. So, for example, you need to tell them how you're going to get there. What is the location? What is the market? Feel free to write these down, everybody, okay? I'm going to be spitting them out here. What are your comps in the area? Is there a plan for renovations? And how much money do you have set aside for capital expenditures, your CapEx? And most importantly, investors want to know what is the exit strategy? That's the vision. Tell them how the property's going to perform. The second thing is you've got to eliminate your anchoring language. That's going to instill confidence because constant confidence is everything. Eliminate the words of maybes and I thinks and I hopes and we're hoping it's going to do well. Have confidence in your property and know your numbers. An investor came to pitch a deal to us several years back. It was a it was a good property in a really great area, and we would have been in on it. But the investor came to us and was very unsure. They kind of sat back and, were a little quiet about it. And when we started asking questions about the market, there was a lot of, well, we think there's going to be some employers that are moving in and some businesses that are going to be coming in. Or I'm not sure what kind of CapEx we're going to need. We're still working on that. They really weren't sure what was needed. So, my question for you, if they came to you and pitched that deal like that, would you do a deal with that investor? Put it in the chat. Would you do a deal with that investor? Yes or no? Absolutely. I hope all of you put no because they're showing you they're not confident. And the thing is, oftentimes when you get a chance to pitch one time, that may be your only time. So if this investor would come back to us and pitch again, we would already be hesitant because we know how unsure and how clear they were the first time. You sometimes just get one shot at it. So make sure you are confident and you are ready to pitch that deal. The third thing, tell the deal story like a movie. Have the meeting face to face. Try not to ever have that first investor meeting on the phone. Face to face, eye to eye is so important, whether you are in a live room or are you on a Zoom. Even a Zoom like this, if you're across the country, you can have these conversations. Face to face is powerful and it creates the vision. Have your investor property package. You will have the whole package. It's going to have your pictures and all your numbers. and create a video for your property. Make sure it's professional. Put some pretty music in the background. Have create that vision, create the story, create the emotion. So this investor is looking at it and thinking, I want to be a part of this. How do I find out more information about this? That's what you want from your investor. Most investors are not going to make their first answer the minute you pitch the deal. They're going to need time. So you want to give them information so they come back to you and want to know more. Leave them wanting more. Pitch is a partnership, not as a plea. Folks, I'm going to tell you, I don't care what kind of real estate you are in, pleading, begging is never going to work. You want to pitch it as a partnership. You want to create the story and don't focus on that answer. Focus on the property because if you are confident in this property and believe in the property, it will sell itself. This isn't about that begging for money. You want to show them you have an opportunity you're providing them. How many of you now think that if you walked into a room and you were ready to ask for $100,000 that you could do it? Type in the chat box, say, me, I could go do it right now. I'm ready. Or maybe not yet, but I'm learning. Or I'd be scared. Or yeah, hell no, there's no way I could do it. Tell me. Yes, several people, me. Let's go, Emily. Let's go, Deborah. Juliana, that's great. Not yet. That's okay. That's why you're here. You're doing the work and you're taking the action. On my way. That's right, Mike. I know you are. I know you're working hard for it. Who else? Where's everybody? Where'd y'all go? Yes, that's great. You want to be able to have that confidence to walk in. So let's find out. I'm going to show you a script. And this is just an introduction script for an investor. And then what I want you to do is I'm going to give you a few minutes and I'm going to have you write down your own script. Now, it's only 2 or 3 sentences, and I know that may be a lot to type for some of you, but I would love if some of you would share your scripts with me. But let's get to it first. I want to show you this script. Oh, go back. Oh, this is, hi, my name is Cynthia, and I help everyday professionals build passive income through small multifamily properties without syndication. That's a key point because a lot of people doing syndications. My current focus is on 10 to 50 unit properties that generate cash flow within 90 days of purchase. And I am looking to partner with people who want strong returns with smart risk. So the criteria here is you are telling them what are they going to gain? Well, it's going to be passive income, which people want right now. You're telling them how many units you're buying. That's important because there's some investors that buy 100 doors and more, and there's some like us that buy around 50. Tell them about the cash flow. This says within 90 days. Now, why do I say that? Multifamily is a lot different sometimes than other types of real estate. It takes several months for a property to become stabilized once you take it over. So usually you're going to start cash flowing within 90 days. And then I'm telling them they're going to get strong returns because that's the kind of conservative underwriter I am. I'm never going to pitch you a deal that doesn't have strong returns. Otherwise, why would I be doing this? We all want strong returns. But smart risk is saying you are conservative in your underwriting. So that's why I pitch it like I do. So I want you to take about 3 minutes and create your own. It does not have to be perfect. Sometimes you just got to put crap 1.0 out there, right? Just put a couple of sentences, maybe 2, and I know we're not able to share, but I would love for some of you would put it in the chat box so we could share them. It takes courage, and I love taking action to those decisive steps. So, all right, I'm gonna give you a few minutes. I'm gonna be quiet so you can think.
This is amazing. Just have to throw that in.
You writing yours, Alexa?
Oh yeah. In my head. I'm like doing many things in
No,
the
I know, yeah, you're doing all the other things. Sure. That's so great.
I do have a question in the Q&A.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's a quick one, or I don't know actually, because you're the professional. What is syndication? What is a syndication?
Great that you asked that. I'm actually going to talk about that a little further down the road here, but a syndication is an SEC from the Security Exchange Commission. It is when you promise a return to somebody, you are going under the SEC guidelines that you have to follow a lot of rules with relationships and how you set it up. So you could have GPs, your general partners on a property, and then you're going to bring in passive investors. And those passive investors are what create the syndication. You're asking someone to bring you $100,000 and you're promising a return. And once you say that, you follow under the Security Exchange Commission's guidelines. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that. It's a great question.
Amazing.
Anybody want to share? I know it's a lot to type.
And if you do bring this on Saturday, that'd even be even more helpful.
Ooh, yeah.
know, you guys
Saturday, we're
just
going to
the
talk
same
about
talk.
several types of scripts. Yes. Yes.
So
So,
if you're
you don't-
shy and
yeah.
you
If you
want to
don't
be
want
the
to put it out there.
more
No, right?
smaller room, yeah, please feel free to
Yeah.
bring this in. Oh,
All right,
love it,
Lori,
Lori.
let's go.
go.
All right. I focus on acquiring small multifamily properties. Think duplexes, triplexes, quadruplexes between you. They're a sweet spot because they produce steady rental income from multiple tenants, so you're not relying on one door. Qualify for residential style furniture, which keeps things simpler than larger commercial. Love it. Yay, Lori. Thank you for sharing. Deborah, what you got? Hello. My name is Deborah. I am acquiring multifamily properties to create shared living spaces for seniors. Oh, I love that. I'm looking for investors who are interested in creating safe and comfortable lives for this rapid growing. Beautiful, Deborah. Beautiful. That's wonderful. Kim, love it. Kim, I invest in multiple assets in desirable neighborhoods and strive to reach higher than usual returns throughout the whole period. I help lower risk by underwriting very conservative. I love that. You hit all the points. You're conservative about your underwriting. You talk about the neighborhoods that you're going to pick. That's wonderful. Thank you all so much for putting those in. If you're not done, go ahead and finish them and bring them on Saturday, and you can share them there with us on camera, on microphone, and then we'll know. So thank you all. That's wonderful. So let's dive in to the next thing here. I'll watch my time because I will talk for all night long. Y'all be here forever. Raising capital with confidence. We've been talking about this confidence aspect, and it is everything. Most people, we repel money without even realizing it because you're using vague language, which we talked about earlier, or you apologize for asking. And a lot of times it's just unconscious. It's an a conscious signal saying, don't trust me. So you want to be a money magnet. And here's how. Sorry. First off, you got to know your investor. Who are you talking to? And not to be a stalker, but when you're going to go meet with an investor, you want to do your research. You want to have a clear understanding of your investor, what their type of personality is. Are they an introvert? Are they an extrovert? Are they a man or a woman? Long-term investment, or do they like cash flow each month from distributions? Knowing that difference is a difference how you're going to pitch them. Women, I'm talking to you right now. If you are pitching to a man, remember, there are differences between men and women. And if you are pitching to a man, I want you to take your pitch and I want you to use 25% of it because many times we're too descriptive, too many words. And a lot of times you're going to lose them and they're going to check out. I only tell you this because I know, because I've made the same mistake. So I want you to learn from my mistakes. When you are pitching to a man, make sure you are concise and to the point. Then you're speaking their language. One of the things is you want to know what's important with your investor. You need to be a bit of a chameleon and try to read them, know them, and then play to their strengths. For smaller properties, any properties really, you want to build the relationship with your investors before the raise. So for smaller properties, excuse me, most often you'll have to go through a partnership or a joint venture. A joint venture being 2 to 5 people, maybe 6. But this excludes you from those SEC syndication rules. And this is where we're going to talk about the syndication. Building the new relationships, you want to do that before you're under contract. How many of you think you have 5 people that you could go to today that you could contact about investing, that you could go pitch a deal to? Say me in the chat. If you know 5 people right now that you could go pitch, how many of you would be there? Are you all still there with me? Me, yes. Woo, there you are. I'm trying. Yeah, I love the honesty, Kim. But most of you all know 5 people. David's got one. That's okay. You got one. So you're going to build that because never assume people have or don't have money. So if you just use your circle of friends, 5 people, you can do this. The first thing you're going to want to do is begin telling people you are a real estate investor, that you are a multifamily investor. Because if you don't start using that as your identity, you're going to freak some people out. I'm just saying, because you need to have the clarity and trustworthiness so investors will trust you. So if you work in IT, if you're working for a company, a corporate office, and you go into an investor and say, "Hey, I need $100,000," they're going to look at you like, why? They may doubt your ability to underwrite and represent this property. So during this workshop on Saturday, we're going to be discussing these scripts more in detail and how you're going to raise money with confidence. So build that relationship first. I love this, Alexa. This is what the RIA is for. That's how you find your 5 people. Yes. You want to create an irresistible investor. Oh, let me go back one. Sorry, click the button. Create an investor one pager, what we call. So this is going to focus on your plan. Now, this is the first kind of pitch out with your investor. You want to show them the outcome and the exit. They don't really care about if the walls are going to be painted beige or, gray or what kind of carpet, if you're going to put in tile. They don't care about that. They want pictures. They want broad general strokes. Again, you want to make them want to ask you more about it. Number 4, pre-handle those objections before they even ask. So what kind of questions do you think they are going to have after looking at your property summary, especially if it's a 1 page? They're going to have a ton. All right, so get your pens and papers ready because I'm going to give you a list of things you want to be ready for to have answers. How are you going to increase income over the hold of the property? Will you refinance? And if so, what year? And how will the money be divided between investors? Will you have a preferred return? When you start getting to multifamily, returns can be done multiple ways. You can have a preferred return, you can just have your basic return, and you can have waterfalls that really get complicated. So they're going to ask you if you're going to have a preferred rate of return. How are distributions paid and how often? How much CapEx money do you have in your reserve? And what is the hold? And is there a chance to exit early? So they're going to want to say, because you're going to go and say, we're planning on holding this property for 5 years. What if you have to get out of it at 4? So these are some of the questions that your investors may spring on you, and you're going to want to know the answers for. Speak to outcomes, not just returns. Know the possible outcomes to every scenario. You all know the example that happened in 2020. Yeah, nobody was prepared for a pandemic when it hit multifamily. So now we are preparing a little bit more. But what happens if your insurance rates double? Oh, wait. Yeah, they did, right? If you're in any kind of real estate, insurance across the country has doubled and tripled. I just got a bill for one of my properties. They increased our premium by 60%, right? So you have to be ready for those types of things. And your investors are going to know, what do you have in place if that happens? They're going to want to know, how does refinancing this property help your investors? And are there any large businesses moving into the area to raise local employment? So want to know what these outcomes are, and not just all the day-to-day numbers on your spreadsheet. Show them how you are looking to protect their investment. Because at the end of the day, if someone gives you $100,000, $500,000, you are responsible for that money and for that investor, and to get them the returns that you promise. So don't get bogged down in those details. You are simply going to be offering them an opportunity. So you've got to detach from the yes or the no. If you're going in to talk to an investor and you're just hoping, I hope they say yes, that's the wrong way, because they're going to read that. They're going to see that in you. You go in and you provide them an opportunity. This is the language shift that you've got to learn. Here's what I'm working on. and I want to share it with you. Confidence in your investment, and we are only taking some out of investors, and I don't want you to miss out on this opportunity. Make them want to know more. Create a bit of FOMO, if I may say, the fear of missing out. Because if this property is not right for them, and it may be, it may not be about you. They may have reasons why they pass on a property. And if they do, that's probably a good thing because the right investor is waiting around the corner for you. So they invest in leaders. So you're going to be one. There's a 3-step system that I'm just going to show you. This is a summary of what we've just talked about. You've got to have your identity. I'm a multifamily real estate investor. You've got to see yourself as somebody worthy of money and capable of taking care of it. You've got to know the language. Certainty is not optional. You've got to go in with confidence, and the way you speak will determine whether investors are going to believe you or not. And last is action. You've got to take it. You don't need 100 deals. You need one offer. You need one deal to get started. So make it with that clarity and courage. And here, if we sum up just a quick little script, again, we're going to be addressing this on Saturday. Here's a quick script. Take a screenshot of this. And I help busy professionals earn double-digit returns. Again, you're not going to pitch a deal that's making single-digit returns. You want an annualized return of 20% or more through small multifamily deals that generate passive income without the chaos of syndications. I have a strong opportunity coming up. Would you be able to review it together? So that is a great example of a script that'll get you going with investors. So next screen, I was looking, Deborah, you asked, so no buy and hold. With multifamily, we are going to buy and hold, probably for 5 to 7 years. Deborah, I hope you're coming on Saturday because we're going to talk more about that. Why is
So sorry to
Oh,
cut you off,
no,
Cynthia.
yeah.
I have one more question in the chat, and
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I missed it, but Kim's asking what is preferred. I don't know if you know what this is or if we need her to expand on this question. Do we know
The
what?
preferred return?
Oh, probably. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. No. So with multifamily, there's 2 ways, especially with smaller deals, that you can look at it. One is, let's say you have a partner, and at the end of that month, you reconcile everything, and you end up with $1,000 to split. You may that month only make like 5%. Preferred return, if we say we're going to give you a preferred rate of 7%, then you're going to get 7% of that. And if we can only pay 5% that month, we will make sure we make you whole for a 7% return by the end of the year. So a preferred rate is just saying we're locking in to pay you 7% on the money you bring in. Right? So if you bring in $100,000, you're going to get a guaranteed preferred rate of return of $7,000 for that year. So that's what the preferred rate is. Great question. Super, super question. Alexa, are there any other questions on that chat box or in the,
We are good. Oh, sorry. Why only 5 years, 5 or so years? Nanette is asking.
Annette, great question. Most often with multifamily, that's where it peaks out between 5 and 7. That gives your property time to appreciate. It gives you time to raise your rents, raise your income, get control of your expenses, and get the largest amount of your NOI, right? Your cash flow, your net operating. So then once you hit that peak, you want to sell it, pull out the money, pay off your investors, and roll that money into another property. It is the cycle of multifamily. It happens about 5 to 7 years. And if you can get out early and pay off all your investors and make that money back, we got out of a deal. Said we'd hold it for 5 years. We got out of it in 2. The market turned. People were getting crazy amounts of money. We said, why not? We'd increased rents. It was a property, and we turned that thing around and made a bundle off of it. I think we ended up pulling about 27% annualized return. So it was a great deal for us. So it's knowing the market and knowing when to get out. But most often, multifamily is 5 to 7. You'll see sometimes 10-year hold. Too long for me. We're out in 5. We like to get in and get out. So small multifamily equals smart wealth. The more investors you have looking into these 100 doors and more, the larger groups, it's less competition, right? in the smaller realm, because when you get up to this $100, $100, 100 units and 150 units, there's so much competition vying for those big groups, big REITs. There's a lot of people going for them. So smaller properties have less competition. They are faster entry and you get consistent income, which I'm going to show you here in a second. You can still find mom and pop properties, which are advantageous because they have lower rents and they're not being run very well. They're either trying to run them themselves or they are managed inefficiently. So we tend to buy properties that their financials are a bit of a mess. One of our first properties we bought, I kid you not, I went up to meet with the broker and the seller walked out and he handed me a shoebox of receipts. And I'm like, what am I going to do with this? Because when you underwrite, I want to know about your utilities. I want to know about, your expenses. Did you replace, HVAC units? And he was handing me receipts for Pizza Hut and Walmart. And I'm like, okay. And I met with him at the local Chili's. And if you're my age, you know what a check register is. If you're young on here, you're probably going, I don't know what she's talking about. But when you write checks, you would get a register that you could reconcile. We sat down and went through like 10 check registers of all the money he was spending on the property. So that's okay. I love those properties because they're messy. And that means that there's room for me to come in and run them efficiently, raise rents, raise up that income, and sell that thing and make money for my investors and for myself. Number 2, perfect size for a solo or small team. We talked about syndications just a little bit. And so that is those where you are promising like 100, you need 100 investors to come in because your raise, the money you need to close on the property could be $12 million, $15 million for those larger properties. I don't know about you all, but that's a lot of money to have to go ask people for. So you could have 100 investors in on a deal. We have found, my partner and I have found that in smaller deals, there's just as much meat on the bone. So we love these smaller properties because you can take them down with one partner, 3 partners, and most of these deals are going to be priced between $1 and $2 million. Your raise could be between $300 and $8,000, $800,000, sorry, $300 to $800,000. And you can use a small group of investors and you can encourage people to use a self-directed IRA or 401k or 1030 money that they're trying to exchange into something for the down payment. So small properties do have a lot of advantage. You can also start small. Start with a property in your backyard so you're nearby to learn the systems and oversee your property management company. Once you've done this, I promise you more are going to follow and you can scale to more units. As a new investor, the bank is going to want an experienced investor on the deal. So once you've closed on one small property, you are now not just getting into multifamily, but you are building your resume for the lenders to show experience. Smaller properties, bigger profits. How many of you would like to have an extra $7,000 a month from one property that you keep for yourself or split with another partner versus splitting $70,000 with 100 investors? I assure you there's good money to be made in smaller properties. Syndications, we talked about this. Somebody had me. I love that. That's right. You want this kind of money every month, and it's so easy to get. Syndications, they are timely and they are expensive. Because you have such strict SEC guidelines, you have got to go to a lawyer. It can cost you $15,000 or more just to create the documents. And you have these large investor groups to manage. Partnerships, joint ventures, leveraging other people's money. That is the way to go to make passive income every month, and it will change your life. I'm going to show you, this is a property. We actually still own this property, and I know this is going to blow your mind just a little bit. This is a 16 unit, 16 doors. We purchased this. Now, we purchased this in 2018, so the market has definitely changed since then. We purchased this for $560,000. We raised $250,000, and 120 of that was for CapEx. This property still had Harvest Gold tubs and countertops. We had avocado green refrigerators in there. So we knew we were going to need some money to upgrade these and renovate them so we could get better rents. Our loan was a recourse loan. It was an 80% loan to value. Right now, though, market has changed. You're seeing 65 to 70%. Because of this, we didn't have to come up with as much money down. The average rents when we bought it were a little under $500 a door. They are now averaging over $910. You can do that math. I mean, that's a huge increase. $500 a door. Take that by the year. And we're going to look at this more on Saturday. We have renovated 70% of these units. We refinanced at 20 months and we pulled out $170,000. How many of you today, if I said, hey, let's split $170,000, would be like, yes, me, thank you. This money that we pulled out, $170,000, tax-free, my friends. Uncle Sam didn't take a piece of it. You can see our cash on cash from when we bought it to now, and you can see how the market's changed. What happened in 2020? Yikes. We were at 10% the year before and we dropped down to a little under 7%. But I'm telling you, in today's market, 7% return a year is not horrible. We would take that right now, any day. This year, we're on track for about 15%. We're on track for 2025 to be a little higher than that, about 17%. Our average monthly distributable money. Now, when I say that, the money that we are going to give to investors, this is after you've paid all your expenses, after you've paid your mortgage, after you've paid your property tax, this is after everything. Every month, we average about $5,800 a month on this 16 unit. That is average. We've had months as high as 7,000 or 8,000, and we've had some around 4,500. The 58, and that is money that we just split off one property. It runs pretty much itself. If we sold this today, and I know you're gonna look at these numbers and be like, yeah, she's full of crap. But if we sold today at 1.3 million, our total return would be 282% with an ARR of 47%. I know. And you can say that's amazing in the chat box. I had somebody one of these days when I was doing a podcast and they wrote, I'm pretty skeptical of that. She's making those numbers up. I'm telling you, I'm bringing receipts on Saturday. This is true. This property. Now, do they all cash flow this amazing? Not always, but all of our properties that we have that are this size, up to 50 doors, they are all at an annualized return rate of 23 to 27%. So these small properties are fire, as I see. Alexa, thank you. How many of you, and tell me in the chat box, how would you like to have some returns like this? How would you like to have that? It's great. And I'm going to show you on Saturday, we're going to do some underwriting. I'm going to show you how to do it. So today I have given you the why behind what's blocking your wealth. And on Saturday, we're going to talk about the exact how. So if you're not signed up for Saturday, please do, because it's going to be such a great day. I'm going to give you the scripts, the systems, and we're going to do some step-by-step napkin underwriting so you understand how to get to the no and underwrite as fast as possible. I want you to know this pattern of the money limiting beliefs, it stops now. You can stop it now. And you can choose to have that new relationship with money. If today's training has lit a fire under you, which I've seen a lot of flames over here on the side in the chat box, this is your next move. This is my Wealth Engine program. It is the underwriting system that closes deals. The Wealth Engine is where we're going to go deep. This is a 3-day live intensive program where I hand you the underwriting system that lets you evaluate and close these deals with confidence. This is exactly what I use to close on my acquisitions, which I'm still buying. This is what I use every day. And it's built for everyday's investors. And it's not Wall Street math, folks. This is just about learning the systems. So if you're serious about owning real estate that pays you every single month, this is the system you need. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do. On this is 3 days. We are going to be underwriting deals, real deals with that live guidance and feedback. We're going to make smart offers, learn to make them with confidence, and how to submit professional LOIs. Like what I said earlier, you can fill in the blank on the chat. If you don't make offers, you can't make what? Money. You have to put in the offers. Just wishing about it's not going to make it happen. We're going to teach you some AI tools that you can use to underwrite and accelerate your deals faster. I'm going to teach you how to avoid the 7 common mistakes and that are expensive. And I know these mistakes because I've made a few of these, and I want to protect you from that. And then we're going to spot these high profit properties that are under 50 units. We're going to talk about location, markets, what you need to look for. And we're going to do this without relying on those syndications. So this is the value of the Full Wealth Engine. This is your sneak preview to it. Also, because I just want to give it away. We're going to have bonuses that today on this sneak preview that I'm going to give you a partner pass. This deal is valued at $3,495. I want you to bring your partner. You can bring them for $500. Again, I'm not particular. Some people are super particular. I don't care if it's your spouse, your friend, the mailman, bring somebody to learn how to do this. Someone who's going to support you, someone who's going to be your cheerleader and can be your accountability partner and walk through this with you. You're going to get 6 months of my Wealth Circle for free. This is a subscription-based program that I do through school. This is where we're going to have monthly coaching, investor templates, deal reviews. You're going to get to build networks with other people. It's $97 a month. You're going to get 6 months for free. You're also going to get that free ticket to Turning Point with Marshall Silver. And I'm telling you, that is a transformational event. And right there in Florida, I'm going to be there and I want to see you there. And then the last one is I'm going to throw in this quick start workshop for free. I want you there on Saturday to get started.
Just to be
I
clear,
know.
that's Cynthia's quick start workshop.
Yeah, this is my
Yeah.
workshop that I'm doing this Friday. Or it's Friday, Saturday. What day is this? Yeah. And these short weeks always throw me off, right? And so this is a total bonus of over $7,000. It's all going to be free wrapped into the whole program. So just I know that was a lot. Let me just show you the whole thing here. So the total value of this whole program is $11,000 and some change. But if you are ready to dip your toe in, sign up for the workshop on Saturday. But if you are that person that's ready to dive in to the whole program, to the wealth engine and say, I want to learn underwriting, I want to get started today, I want to get started now, Cynthia, then you're going to get those 3 days and you're going to get all those bonuses. And for the sneak preview today, this is only an investment of $19.95. And there's the QR code Alexa's going to put into the chat box, the link. But this is a really, really great program. Underwriting is key to everything when you are doing these deals. And if you're in real estate now, whether it's wholesale or flipping, rehabbing, you know how underwriting is so important. In multifamily, it is the same thing. It is the key to if this deal is going to be a success or not. So choose your path. Which one fits you, the workshop, or do you want to jump in both feet first and join me for the Wealth Engine? This is going to be October 1st through the 3rd, so in just another month. And let's ignite your wealth starting today.
And
Alexa,
yeah, I mean, we got a
question?
lot of questions, Cynthia.
I know,
But you guys,
Alexa.
please
I was trying to end on
continue.
time.
No, you are perfect. We have just enough time to dive into these questions, and you guys, please keep entering those questions in the Q&A. We will
Yeah.
continue answering until we literally can't anymore. So keep putting those in the Q&A box so we don't lose them in the chat. But let's start with Nanette. Self-managed, or do you pay a property manager?
We pay a property manager. We had to actually step into one of our properties and self-manage. I did that. It's hard. It's hard work. It's really hard work. And going with a property management company is the way to go. With smaller properties, though, property management companies that do third party, you have to be very, very selective and you have to know the right questions to ask and you have to actually manage those managers. But
I
yes,
mean,
always
that's,
use a property because we're in 4 states.
yeah,
When you buy multifamily, you're going to buy everywhere. You're going to buy in hot markets. So we're actually in 4 states.
I completely second what Cynthia says. If you learn anything, it's how to manage properties, because that is the sneakiest place where people can get you guys. And I hear horror stories all the time, and I don't want that to be you. So learn it, know it, feel it, so that you can look out for those pitfalls and things that can go down. So
That's right. I'm going to share this
yes,
real quick
please.
too, because
Yes.
even as much experience as we have, we are in the process this week of replacing our property manager. And the reason why is because you have to know how to go in and read all your reports. And I found out that somebody back in their front office had a birthday and they gave him a birthday gift and they charged our property for that birthday gift. I was like, and you're out. And you have to know when your property manager is doing things like that, you don't waste time. You fire them immediately. So
But
it's
thankfully, you guys
Alexa's
know
right.
what you're doing, so you could
There's a
catch
lot of
it
pitfalls.
until the next birthday comes along. People let like 5,
This
6
guy's birthday
birthdays
gift.
go by. My gosh.
I know, right?
So you guys are not alone. We all
No,
have that common thing.
absolutely.
So we're here for you. Jelani's asking, sorry if you missed it, but how are you defining small multifamily?
Super great question. Anything over 4 doors. We buy pretty much between 60 and 20, but we do have that 16 unit. I would buy another 16 unit in a heartbeat. So that's what we're looking. Most people refer to small properties as under 60 doors.
Perfection. So Chrissy's asking, what is loan recourse?
A loan recourse is when we are guaranteeing that. Like my partner and I personally are guaranteeing that. So if we don't make our mortgage payments, it means they can come for us. Larger properties that are syndicated are non-recourse loans. They are through agency lenders like Fannie and Freddie Mac. And so if they don't pay on it, people personally are not going to be faced, they're not coming after them personally, they come after the LLC. A recourse loan, they're coming after Cynthia. I'm a walking heart attack every day from that.
Well, thank you for sharing that. Is there a spreadsheet you use to create the numbers?
Yes, there is. There is. And that'll be in my underwriting, the wealth engine. I'm going to give
Awesome.
you what I use. And on Saturday, we are going to have the napkin underwriting. I'm going to show you what I use for that too.
Awesome. All right. And Mike is asking, what are the times for the Zoom class, the Wealth Engine from October 1st through the 3rd, which honestly, Cynthia, you could not have picked better days because we're going to be out. We're going to be in New Orleans, Anish and I, so we don't have any events that conflict with your event. So you guys are
Oh, that's
totally
great.
in the clear to attend October 1st through 3rd. We're going to be in New Orleans with the leadership conference. It's mandatory for us to meet compliance and we would not miss it anyway. So
That's great.
good timing on your part. So
Perfect. Good. I'm so glad. So it's gonna run like 9 to 6, and probably that Friday we'll start and we may end a little earlier.
okay, perfect.
It's
So
gonna be
I'm
long
gonna
days. I'll
block
give
those
you,
days off, you guys.
yeah, I'll
Just
give you a
block
lunch
those off.
break. We may have a couple little breaks in there because as you can see, to me talking, my voice is like, so we'll have
No,
some
it's
breaks,
great.
a lot of activities. We're gonna do some breakout rooms. And we're gonna get down and get into it.
Amazing. So Nyasha, you're gonna go ahead and send me an email with your guest so that I can get them that additional Zoom link. I'll be emailing everyone tonight just so you
Perfect.
know. So everyone should have my contact information by the end of the night. But all I need is their first and last name, email address, so I can add them to my list. And then yeah, we'll get them in. So
Thank you, Nisha.
you guys,
Look
any more
forward to seeing you
questions?
on Saturday.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I'm really pumped for you guys. This is going to
Thank
be a
you,
great Saturday
Antoine.
workshop,
Thank
and
you.
you just don't know when these come around. So that's why we are very, very persistent on making sure you guys take action right
Yeah,
away. So if you guys have any questions on the
thank
offer,
you.
please, now is the time. Cynthia just put her
Yeah,
Instagram, Facebook on the screen. Please go follow
yeah.
her.
If you have
Um,
questions, don't hesitate to email me. I am here to support you. I love this going into real estate. Sorry.
oh,
It
Cynthia.
changed sorry. It changed my life. I never thought I could have wealth. And I love that I've been able to teach my kids that you don't have to just go work for somebody because that's what we've always done. It's about changing your life. It's about becoming who you want to be. And I've grown into that. And so I want to share it. It's my calling, it's my faith, it's how I give back. So sorry. I get
Well, thank you
I
so
hope to
much,
see you there
Cynthia.
Saturday.
I
Thank you
mean,
all for
and it
being here. Thank
shows
all of you
you.
for being here.
It shows like
Yeah,
you
thank you.
are killing it. You guys, she's bringing the receipts on Saturday.
I'll bring a
So
receipt on Saturday.
get ready for that. And, some people have already reached out to me about Saturday. You guys,
Right.
if you have any questions, contact me. Like, let me know how I can make this happen for you. And same with Cynthia, too. She's just absolutely incredible and wants to help you guys, men and women. So, you guys.
Absolutely.
Men are
Absolutely.
welcome. You guys,
Absolutely.
we are not sexist here at BPM Maria.
Right.
We want you guys all to win. And
I want you to win. I want
yeah,
you to. That's why I have that song on. All we do is
literally.
win,
It-
win, win. I won't sing for you guys, but yeah, all we do is win, win. Yeah.
we would love that though, Cynthia. That might be an
Yeah.
add-on. You got to put in the training.
Yeah.
You
I know,
can't hide
right?
that beautiful voice from us. But
I
guys,
know.
I just want to quickly bother you one more time before we log off. And again, last call on questions, but please go write a 5-star Google review for us on this webinar. Tell us how much you love Cynthia so we can bring her back again. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right.
We'll definitely bring you back again, but
Helen, is
we
Shadi okay? Yeah,
appreciate
no.
it. We really appreciate the positive feedback, everything you guys have to give us the 5 star. Just tell us if you like it, okay? And then we did record tonight's session. As I mentioned in the beginning, we're gonna have that replay ready for you guys on Zoom. Sorry, on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. And like I promised, we do have a winner for the raffle. So you guys, while I go ahead and shuffle the numbers here, last call on questions, make sure you put those in the Q&A. Anything else for Cynthia before she leaves us for the night? And I'm happy to see you guys also getting in for this Saturday as well, because like I said, don't know when that's gonna happen again. So give me one moment here. I'm filtering. Oh wow, we got lots of people entered into the raffle. Let's have
Yay.
Google pick the number really quick. Thank you guys for bearing with me. Should have done this before, you guys. I was just so engaged in the presentation. I can't help it. But somebody in here did win a free membership, and let's see who that person is. I have to do the random selector because you guys I can't cheat this stuff. So, alrighty. Just have to confirm that I didn't already make this person a winner recently as well. Guys, I make it as fair as possible. I promise you. I absolutely promise, cross my heart, the whole 9. All right, we are in the clear. My winner for the free 1-year membership to BPM Maria. I gotta cross check one more time, make sure they're in here. Yep, we are good. The winner is Lucio. Lucio G, congratulations. And I will be in touch with you to get you that free 1-year membership, $295 value. So
Awesome.
congrats. I'm so happy for you. And you can get member pricing for the workshop this Saturday now as well. So you're going to save some dollars there. And you guys, it's been a fun night. So happy to have you guys back on my beautiful, seeing all your names on my beautiful screen. I know we don't get to see faces, but we really do appreciate you guys chiming in and participating in the chat. And
Absolutely.
Cynthia, cannot thank you enough. Oh gosh, you always do
Thank
your
you
thing
all.
up here. I can't even like you are going to have such a great workshop on Saturday. Just what I
It's
got
gonna be
from
awesome.
tonight, like
Yeah.
it's gonna be amazing. So we'll see you guys on Saturday. Cynthia,
Thank you all.
well
Thanks
done.
everybody for being here. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. We'll see you on Saturday. We also have a webinar tomorrow. So join us tomorrow at 11, same place, different time. And I hope you guys have a good night. Look out for my thank you email. It's coming from me, Alexa at bpmria.com. Hope I didn't set those devices off in your homes, but you'll see my email come up in just a few minutes. I'll get that over to you guys. So thank you so much. I'm so sorry, Jelani. I'm sorry about that. It's kind of my thing. So I I'll see you guys tomorrow morning on Zoom with one of our new vendor partners, Sell to Rent. It'll be fun. More giveaways, more fun, more everything. And we will see you guys again with Cynthia this Saturday, and have a wonderful rest of your evening.
Thank you all.
Bye bye.
Bye.